of this Texas weather. Today is August the 4th, and I'm lucky enough to go get in one more hog hunt before we leave for Africa. Leave on the 6th. I thought that, and I wasn't gonna have another opportunity to potentially get a video out to you guys, but here I am, and we're gonna go stick a pig. So I got a couple of spots. I'm gonna go run and check. We're gonna see what the cameras are showing, and we'll kind of make a decision from there. I'm feeling lucky, punk. So hopefully we can get out there. And the first spot that I get on should, when I check the camera, should have some good results. So I'm pumped about that. Got to stop up here, get some of that water, because it's a crispy 92 degrees, which is very strange for 4:45 in the afternoon on August. It's usually like 103, but had some, like a little bit of a cool front, I guess if that's what you want to call it. Some rain this morning, and it kind of cooled things off, but it made things so humid. So it actually feels like it's way worse than what it is. But we're gonna run in here right fast to the old quick check, and we're gonna get some water, and we're gonna go run out to the blind. Yeah, okay. That's my first time drinking a Bang, and I'd say it's definitely a Bang. Potent brain and body fuel. This is the Blue Raz. It's alright stuff. Not bad. Super creatine. Ultra CoQ10. BCAA aminos. Red Line energy products. I don't ever drink energy drinks, by the way. Like the most energy drink kind of thing that I drink is some Mountain Op stuff that I've got. But this, I've heard good stuff about this. And it's not a Monster and it's not a Red Bull. That stuff's real awful for you, so don't drink that stuff, guys. But I figured I'd give this a try anyway, and it's not half bad. Pretty sleepy. Since 2 nights ago, I was up all night bow fishing with the Southern Slayers crew, so I need this. I'm still not recovered yet. Got a couple more minute drive, and we're gonna be headed into the stand. We don't have too much longer. Yep. Donkey. Okay. I gotta show you guys something. So, that big oak tree right there, I'm walking through here, and all them axes are bedded up in it. I didn't spook them too bad. They ran about 30 yards, but it was like a slow trot. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna get my bow out, and I'm gonna try to stalk up through here, and I'm gonna get on these axes. I've been watching them for a couple months now, and sick and tired of not shooting them, so I bumped them just a little bit. I'm hoping that the wind will be just about right for me, but I'm gonna slip up in here and see what will happen. I wish I'd worn more camo, but I wasn't planning on stalking. This thing's got good eyesight, so this whole hog hunt just turned into an axis hunt. This should be fun. Cows moving in behind me. Gotta get the snacks out of my bucket. This Look at me. I'm completely soaked. But I think I probably went about 150 yards through that mess. Super thick junk. I got on top of them. I don't know if this camera picked it up or not. I got right on top of them axes. Less than 10 yards. And the wind kind of did a little swirl, and I was like, oh man. One doe I could hear, she stood up, she kind of, and then took off, and I was like, oh, she got me. And then the whole herd went. I didn't see him. Well, I saw one doe, the doe that busted me, but I didn't see him, any of the rest of them. But that was super cool and very fun. But I gotta get me some water, and then I'm gonna go hop up in the stand. Now that I know where they're bedding, make some more attempts in that little area right there. But super fun. I need to put a trail camera up and see what time they're coming into this oak tree right here and bedding down, and then maybe set up a stand in it, because that was pretty sweet. Maybe I can get on them this way. They've been coming to the bait, but I think I can get a better pattern on them by staying over on this area of the ranch where I've seen them the most. Oh well, let's go hit the blind. Okay, I'm all set in. The feeder just went off probably 5 minutes ago. It's 6:30 right now, so I'm sure it's set to go off around 6:30. I checked the camera, and I did have the camera mounted on this little T-post down here, but the cows got to like rubbing up against it and messed up my trail camera, so I haven't checked. I checked it, but there wasn't very many good pictures on it. What pictures there were was some cows, some deer, and there were some pigs here at this spot. So with any luck, there'll be some pigs here this evening early, but you never know how it'll go. You just never know. So this is a new setup. I used to have a spot here, but it was further down the high fence. This place is not high fenced, but right back here behind me is a high fence. It's a place that borders me. It's high fenced, obviously, but my ranch is, or my lease is all low fence, with the exception of this one probably 200-yard stretch of high fence that comes down this side. But I like to butt up against it. That way when these animals come into this feeder, they can't circle downwind behind me and then pop out to this feeder. They have to come in and come straight to it. So just a little strategy that I've been using for a couple of years on this little spot, and it's done really, really well. But me and my dad set this spot up. It's probably been about a month or a month and a half ago now. I really like it. This feeder's kind of spinning funny, and it's not making a whole lot of noise whenever it does spin. So the animals are just now starting to find it, but there is a pretty good little ring starting to be worn around it at the bottom. If I get lucky, hopefully something will come out tonight, but I'm going to be using a fixed head tonight just to mix it up, shoot something a little bit different. The pigs that have been coming in here are pretty big, so if one of them steps out, it's on. But the only bad thing about this new little spot is my shooting lane is pretty small. I need to do some more trimming, but with everything being so green, I can't see what's coming out in front of me. Once the fall gets here, all these leaves will fall, obviously, and then this spot will be really, really cool. But I'm digging it so far, and maybe I can draw some blood on it for the first time tonight. Wish me luck. Woo! Go me. Dadgummit. I can't believe I screwed that up. Oh well. There may be some other pigs come in. That was a decent sized little boar. I don't know if this camera picked it up or not, but I'm sitting here, I'm watching this video, this real quick video on my phone, and I look up and I'm like, that's a coyote. So I put my phone in my pocket, get my rangefinder out, and I range him. I'm like, oh, he's about 67 yards. I was fixing to let one fly. I kind of lip squeak to him just a little bit, and he gets interested, and he's looking around, and he's coming in a little bit closer. I'm like, oh yeah, sweet. Well then, I see him throw his head up and look back the opposite direction, and then he takes off running, and I'm like, what in the world could possibly scare off a coyote? And I kind of look down, and I go to put my bow back up on the rack, I think is what I was going to do, and then I look back up and I see that pig coming back there, and I'm like, oh, it's a big old fat pig. So I get my bow, and I'm like, alright, here we go. And he comes running in, and I'm like, oh yeah, he's going to come right to the feeder. Well, he comes almost right to the feeder, and catches wind off of something that he didn't like, and hightailed it. It was probably my backpack. Whenever I took my backpack off, I set it on the ground. Well, it was like covered in my sweat, and as soon as I laid it down, I thought about it. I was like, dang it, I just messed this up. But I was like, oh well, we'll just see what happens. Honestly, I wasn't expecting a pig to come in that early, but after he ran off, he just was kind of feeding out there, probably 70 yards from me. I was like, well, I'm gonna go get you, fat boy. So I hopped down, I go out there, and I went all the way down this high fence and then popped back in on him, and it was perfect. Couldn't ask for it to be any better. It was perfect setup. That pig I had him dead to rights. And when I ranged him, I picked up the rangefinder. There was some taller brush that was in between me and him, and I ranged it, and it would bounce back and forth between 30 yards and 20 yards. And I was like, so I pull the rangefinder down, and I look at him, I'm like, yeah, he looks like he's about 30. So I'd range him again, bouncing back and forth, and he kind of was working closer to me. So I was like, oh, he's at 17, or the rangefinder would say he was at 17, and then it would say he's at like 27. I was like, oh, I'm still good with my 30 pin. I'll just, aim a touch low and I'll wax him. Well, I waiting on him. He finally turned his broadside. I drew back and shot and went right over the top of his back. I mean, I missed him by like this much. So I guarantee you he was at 20-something yards, 21, 22 yards, maybe a little closer. Oh well. That kind of happens sometimes whenever you're stalking. You catch some brush and some stuff will throw you off. But man, I thought he was going to come right into this feeder and it was going to be perfect. Nope. We'll go sit here till dark and see what happens. What a night, guys. Hope that you enjoyed the episode. I know it wasn't like super awesome or anything. Missing them hogs, that stinks. It happens sometimes, but it is what it is. I should have triple and quadruple checked with my rangefinder. I'm glad it was just a clean miss. But we'll get back after them whenever I get back from Africa. Whenever you guys are seeing this, I will be most likely like halfway through the trip, because I'm going to schedule this video to upload about halfway through the safari or through the hunting trip, and I can't wait for that. I can't wait to share all the footage for that. I want to say a big thank you to all you guys for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Leave me a big old thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and drop a comment down below and let me know what you think. Can't wait to be in Africa. We leave a day after tomorrow, so we leave on Tuesday. Today's Sunday, but you guys are seeing this way later on. But once we get back, it's going to be full-blown Africa footage, and it's going to be super epic. So, hope that you guys are excited for it. I'm super pumped for it. And tonight is, it just is what it is. So I can't wait to go take some, go get some redemption and go take out some anger on some African animals, because I'm frustrated with the hogs right now. But another thing that I was going to say was that second group that came out, I jumped down and I went after them. And by the time I got down and took off after them, they were gone. So I think they were smelling where I was walking through whenever I went after that first hog that I missed. and they did not like it, so they hightailed it, which I kind of figured. But I'm going to go out tomorrow, fill some feeders, get the cameras back up and going. That way it'll all be ready for whenever we get back. And while you guys are enjoying the Africa footage, I will be stacking up some hog shooting in the meantime. And then we will be really close to dove season, so pumped for that. You guys, all kinds of good stuff coming up this fall. So you don't want to miss any of it. You want to make sure that you hit the subscribe button. And this is going to be some super good content this fall, and everything coming up in the next 10 days. Love you guys. Y'all are amazing. And I will see you, in about 5 or 6 days. And the next video that you guys are going to be seeing after this one, full-blown Africa footage. So pumped.